Students, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to economics. Today, we're going to be looking at scarcity and its effect on you and the economy and on the entire world. So without further ado, let's get into our assignment for today. It's called Scarcity. And think about it for a few seconds. Have you ever heard of this word before? Scarcity, something being scarce. I'm sure you have in some context or another. You'll hear it on a movie, maybe you'll hear it on TV, but it's an important term for understanding economics. We live in a world of scarcity, which means that we are limited by the resources that are around us. But without further ado, let's get to the directions and we'll get into the steps for this lesson as well too. So here are our plans today. Highlighted text indicates that you need to write and submit information to this assignment. And on here, you'll see quite a bit of highlighted text. So make sure you're using that as a guide for you to ensure that you've completed all necessary steps for this assignment. Ensure you've completed all assignments in the what to submit section near the bottom. And then participation will be rewarded for participating in class discussion if we end up getting to this on one of our Zoom sessions. So let's get to step number one. We're going to analyze and discuss this picture as a class. And I define scarcity as the limited availability of a resource. And I found this really good example of scarcity online. And think about maybe if you shopped online, if you shop from Amazon, maybe you shop from Walmart, has this ever happened to you before? I know it's happened to me. It's a marketing tool, which means that companies use this as a way to get you to buy it. And it's a pretty smart one, if you ask me too. Thinking in our minds behaviorally that there is little left of a product is scarce, means that we might want to get it, right? And we might want to get it quickly. So with this image, we have airfare, which means riding on an airplane, right? And so we're looking through the options. We have all these options on the left, and we found this option with American Airlines from our departure to Los Angeles. And before we select the option, the site makes it clear that there are two airfare tickets left. So only two left. Oh no. So what's scarce in this circumstance? It's the airline tickets, right? There's only two left. So that might be a signal for you to be like, okay, well, if there's two left right now, I have to get it. I don't want anybody else to get it because this resource is scarce right now. You can also think of scarcity in terms of other things as well, too. In many countries, water is scarce. One of the most basic needs is scarce in a lot of countries. In the past few months, toilet paper or paper towels or Clorox wipes are considered scarce. When we get to supply and demand, we'll see that the amount of supply, the amount of what people have, is not enough to keep up with the amount of demand, thus making these things scarce. Think about that. What is scarce in your life? What things are in limited, how much of the things around you are limited in how much you can get them? And does that make them more valuable? It probably does. Now you're going to complete one of the following assignments, just one, not both of them. It's going to be A or B. Complete one of the following assignments. Make sure you notify me which one you are choosing. You can use Google News and find an article which deals with scarcity in a way that makes sense to you. And then while you use your article, I want you to answer these prompts. What resource is scarce, which is 5 points. Identify 3 possible consequences to this resource being scarce, 15 points. What is being done? Or I want you to make a guess. What can be done to reduce the scarcity of this resource? So if you go to Google News here, and I've already put in the word scarcity, so start getting used to using Google News. I'm going to make this a point more so in other lessons, but you need to start getting good at Google, getting good at researching. And so if you want to find an exact result for like a phrase, so maybe you want to put in the term scarcity of water, and you want to find that exact phrase in an article, you can put quotation marks around it. And the only things that will come up are articles that have that exact phrase. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Right? Put in exact quotation marks. Maybe you don't want to see .com websites because .com means commercial, which means that these pieces of information might be making more money than other forms of media. .com. Maybe you want to get rid of that. You know how you want to do that? You put a negative sign, and then you put the term you don't want to see. Negative.com. And then further, we have an even more abstract, but probably a much better selection of sources to choose from. You can do that with anything. And so if you don't want to view, maybe you don't want to view the United States in your search results. So you could put, and this is where we're going to do both, minus sign, and then in specific quotation marks, United States. So these articles aren't dealing with the United States at all. We have Kashmir, and here, wow, where are these? From all over the world. So start getting good at this. Go back and watch this video again and how I'm doing this. Start getting good at this right now, because these tools will help you forever in an age where you have too much information. You know what's not scarce is the amount of information you guys come across online. There's too much of it. This is a way of making that information more scarce, which is what you want. You want the best results in as little form as possible. So do that, answer those prompts. And then if you want to choose option B, I want you to find and explain 3 pictures which represent scarcity. Be highly selective with your choice of pictures. Cartoons, graphs, charts are good ways to demonstrate this concept. Be creative with the keywords you use when searching for this concept. And you must submit 3 pictures representing scarcity, which is 15 points, 5 points for each picture, and explain how each picture enhances your understanding of scarcity. So again, this is a very teachable moment. I want you guys to start getting good at Google. Get really good at Google. So instead of just putting in the word scarcity, right? Maybe you can put in something like scarcity of water, put that in quotations so it comes up like exactly like that. And then you can put chart. Projected water scarcity in 2025. That's a great picture, right? That tells you a lot. Now, if I just put in the word scarcity, you're not getting much. Get good with your searching. And that's your second option. Make sure you choose between either A or B, and what you submit is ultimately going to be 2A or 2B. And I hope this presentation has helped you guys today. Please feel free to reach out to me in case you need anything at all. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Have a wonderful day.